Let's start with a number, $158 billion. That is the estimated net worth of Warren Buffett. If Buffett's career had ended on his 50th birthday, he would be a footnote in financial history. This chart shows that for the first 5 decades of his life, his fortune was a fraction of a percent of what it is today. We are conditioned to look for the 20-something tech founder, the outlier who generates massive wealth in a few years. We expect the line to start high and stay high. But look at what happens once Buffett hits his 50s. The line begins an almost vertical climb. Over 99% of his net worth was generated after his 56th birthday. This acceleration happened without Buffett changing his investment criteria or discovering a new method. The growth is an inherent property of the timeline itself. To understand wealth at this scale, we have to look past our intuition about steady, linear progress and look at the cold mathematics of geometric progression. Consider the doubling penny experiment. You start with 1 cent and double its value every day for 30 days. For the first 2 weeks, the growth is unrewarding. By day 14, you have $81. At this stage, compounding feels like a boring, invisible grind. But the math is backloaded. By day 30, that same process of doubling has turned your $80 into $5.3 million. This is often called the 8-4-3 rule. It describes the 3 phases of a compounding journey: a long, slow foundation, a period where the pace begins to pick up, and a final window of rapid expansion. On a human timeline, an investor's 20s, 30s, and 40s function as that slow foundation. You are doing the work, but the visible output remains small. If we overlay the penny experiment onto a career, the explosive final phase aligns with an investor's 50s and 60s. Age 50 is the threshold where the capital base finally becomes large enough for standard percentage returns to yield millions of dollars instead of hundreds. Buffett describes this process as finding a very long hill and a snowball that rolls bigger and bigger. The only mathematical requirement is that you never interrupt the compounding effect. Average investors often fail because they get bored or anxious during the foundation phase. They smash the snowball to buy a new car or a holiday, which resets their timeline back to day 1. Most people also face structural friction. Investment fees, inflation, and high-interest debt act as a mathematical drag that slows the snowball down. Buffett avoided this friction and accelerated his timeline by using insurance float. Float is the money an insurance company holds between collecting premiums and paying out claims. It provided Buffett with billions in capital that carried no interest expense. By investing this free capital, Buffett gained massive leverage. He was putting other people's money to work while keeping the returns for himself. He added a final layer of efficiency by holding his stocks for decades. This defers capital gains taxes indefinitely, allowing his gains to compound at pre-tax rates. The massive wealth seen after age 50 is the mechanical output of running this system for decades without letting friction or human impatience stop the engine. Our brains are wired to expect linear results, where every year of work yields the same amount of progress. But the math of wealth is geometric. Age 50 represents day 21 of the doubling penny experiment. It is the moment where the wealth accumulation transitions from a slow, invisible grind into a vertical climb. The most difficult part of investing is not picking the right stock. It is surviving the first $100,000 without quitting. When that discipline is maintained for over half a century, the results occupy a physical footprint this large. Time in the market mathematically defeats timing the market. The mandate: find a long hill, pack a tight snowball, and never interrupt the math.